This clip will introduce the strategy of decomposition, which is the first of our 3 strategies for mentally multiplying one-digit numbers by two-digit numbers. Number decomposition is really just breaking down larger numbers into smaller numbers which are easier to manipulate mentally. This strategy is most easily demonstrated with an example. Say we wanted to multiply the number 8 by the number 23. As an aside, I know that we are reviewing methods of mental multiplication, but for clarity, I'm going to write the steps out as I describe them. Because we are using decomposition to help us multiply two numbers, let's look at both of the numbers more closely. The 8 is already a small number, so I'm going to leave it as it is. The number 23 is trickier to multiply, so I'm going to decompose it into the number 20 plus the number 3. Notice that I have used brackets around the numbers 20 and 3. The brackets are just a convention that allow me to keep the numbers 20 and 3 associated with each other. The brackets don't change the value of the numbers, they just remind us that 20 and 3 represent the original number 23. For the next step, I'm going to multiply 8 by 20 and add that to 8 multiplied by 3. So let's write out these steps. 8 times 20, which is straightforward because 20 is a multiple of 10. Since 8 times 10 equals 80, and 20 is 2 tens, 8 times 20 is 80 plus 80, or 160. Next, I multiply 8 by 3 for a product of 24. The final step is to add the partial products of 8 times 20, which is 160, and the partial product of 8 times 3, which is 24, for a final answer of 184. The second strategy in our series of 3 strategies for multiplying one-digit numbers by two-digit numbers is the friendly number strategy. The friendly number strategy is similar to the decomposition strategy, except that it focuses on breaking down numbers into friendly numbers which are easier to manipulate, such as 2, 5, and 10. Let's use the friendly number strategy to solve the same example as before, 8 times 23. As an aside, the friendly number method is a strategy for multiplying numbers in your head, but for purposes of this demonstration, I will write down the steps as I go along. The number 8 is a small number, so let's keep that number as it is. The number 23 is a bit trickier, so we will break it down into friendlier or easier to manipulate numbers. One of the friendliest numbers is 10. So let's break down 23 into 10 plus 10 plus 3. Looking back at our original equation, 8 times 23, we have decided to keep the 8, but to break down the 23 into 10 plus 10 plus 3. Notice that we're using brackets to keep the components of the original multiplier, 23, together. Our next step is to multiply the 8 by each of the friendly number components of 23, or multiply 8 by 10, multiply 8 by 10 again, and finally multiply 8 by 3. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 10 again is 80, and 8 times 3 is 24. Now, to arrive at the final answer, we have to calculate the sum of all the friendly number products. 80 plus 80 is 160, and 160 plus 24 is 184. So the product of 8 times 23 is 184.